Potentially the most chadliest man in MMA right now, Ilia Topuria is knocking everybody out, okay? He has sent so many poor souls to the shadow realm, it is ridiculous. First, it was the unknockoutable Max Holloway, then Charles Oliveira. But what if I told you that striking was his first discipline?
With 4 years old, my dad put me with my brother in judo. Then we went to Georgia. We kept practicing with the Greco-Roman wrestling, and then we moved to Spain when I was 15 years old, and completely by chance we find the gym and we started training the MMA, the mixed martial arts.
That's right, Topuria didn't start striking until his late teen years. His primary foundation being judo and Greco-Roman wrestling, and then BJJ. What most people don't know is that Topuria has a black belt in BJJ and is very proficient on the ground. In his early MMA bouts, we see him use his jiu-jitsu, but in the recent bouts, he's used it less and less. But today we're going to cover some of his great finishes on the ground and his great grappling techniques. More specifically, his great arm-in guillotine anaconda system. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Here, Topuria defends a takedown, gets the front headlock, and throws up a nice high elbow guillotine choke similar to Marcelo. He loses it, however, because it's harder to get a guillotine with MMA gloves on, but uses it to get into top mount position. And when you're on top mount and get a guillotine, it's pretty hard to lose it, and he gets a great bite and gets the finish there. Next up, we see a fine display of judo and wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling by Topuria. He freaking wraps up an arm-in body lock, goes belly to belly suplex, gets his right foot underneath the man, arches his hips, arches his back to hit a nice suplex throw. Topuria uses the body lock to beautifully transition into the mount position, and then once he gets mount, his opponent tries to belly down to escape, giving up his back, and instead of going for both hooks in, Topuria likes to opt for this cross body ride into feeding that far right arm through to his other arm on the other side and locking his hands, therefore trapping that elbow against the ear, setting up a anaconda variation. You see him do this often in a lot of his fights. It's a great setup in BJJ when you have back control to reach when an opponent tries to go 2-on-1 and put the hand on the opposite side of the head. You can grab your own thigh and use it to come up on top and get a anaconda. Topuria gets very close to the finish here, but however, the guy does a good job using his feet to wall walk and relieve some of the pressure from it and escapes these dangerous submission tips from Topuria. But here is an earlier fight in Topuria's career where he successfully hits the same maneuver. Again, he throws one hook in, but not two, and once again goes for like a crossbody ride, feeds his right arm over the opponent's head before the opponent can use the back escape control to shake him off from his back. Kind of baits his opponent by bringing his right arm into play and almost wants his opponent to bring it over top of the head. Here the opponent falls for the bait. Topuria reaches through, grabs his own thigh, relieves himself of that hook, and now he's off to the side and has a supremely tight anaconda choke. They are off the fence, so the opponent can't use the fence to help him out. And Topuria walks in, hips in, and the opponent goes to sleep. That has to be some serious frickin' strangle power by the black belt. Last but not least, here's just a good old-fashioned wrestling mog by Topuria. Takes the opponent down with a double leg against the cage, gets double underhooks, slices through the half guard into mount, lays a little ground and pound. The opponent freaks out, does a terrible thing of grabbing his head, and that just allows Ilia to easily get in this mounted triangle, nuts to chin. It almost breaks his arm as well. Pretty solid knocking there. Chads, if you liked the video, do yourself a favor, do the boy a favor, and like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. We're at 2,500. Couldn't do it without you guys. I appreciate you guys. Peace, Chads.